three guys who was at least around in 18 for that game.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what the noise is like.
Yeah.
Do you reach out to Jake and those guys to get insight into what it was like on the field? Do you have enough in the memory bank for it?
No, I definitely remember. I've told the guys, I said, you know, it's deceiving because their stadium doesn't hold a whole lot, but I've told them, I was like, it's probably the loudest place I've ever been. When there's fans in there, and you know, I know they're going to be loud, so we just got to be ready for that, be locked in 100%.
How different? I mean, there's a lot of different names for them in the front seven.
Yeah.
But how different is it, even schematically, or is it basically the same scheme, but just a lot of different names?
You know, I'm expecting a lot of different stuff because last year, you know, we were expecting one game plan, and they kind of threw another one at us. We were able to adjust on the run. So I'm expecting different stuff, and they're going to have a different flavor for every team they play. A lot of new faces, but you know, those guys are really talented and they play really well in their scheme. So they're really deep. You know, they're like one of the few teams I think rotate down to like their third group of guys, and they're all talented and play really well in that scheme.
What is it that makes their linebacker #1 and just this dynamic of players so quickly?
You know, you can tell he's really fast. Like his play speed is really impressive, and you know, he's just got a nose for the ball, along with the effort. You know, they're one of the teams that you watch on film, and you see literally all 11 guys sprinting to the football, and they've always been that way since I've been in college watching film on them. So that'll be a really good challenge.
For you guys, what's sort of the key to keeping the consistency of what you guys just built in that BYU game?
Yeah, you know, I think just passing off the movement, they're gonna be flying around, doing some unique things on defense. So really, it's just going to start in the film room, and we've been, you know, kind of grinding on film since about Sunday here. So just continue to get with the O-line group, get with the quarterbacks, the running backs, tight ends, and be like, hey, you know, this is what we're going to see. Making sure everybody knows exactly, you know, what we're going to see, and we know they're going to throw some stuff that we haven't seen them do this year. So we just got to be ready to adapt and adjust, you know, when needed.
Just the energy and the momentum of the season has been kind of a roller coaster so far. Week 1, take a tough one.
Yep.
Come out in week 3, pick up a big W. Where do you guys think you stand heading into Pullman this week?
No, I think you know, I think last week was a huge game for us. Obviously, that can't affect us this week. Good, bad, or ugly. You know, we didn't let Georgia kind of beat us twice in the first week, so we can't get complacent on what we've done last week. The BYU game doesn't matter; it can't help us win this week. So I think for us, just whole new week to go 1-0 and go up there and play a really good team in Pullman.
Heading into conference play, what have you guys sort of talked to some of the players who are new to this? Obviously, your quarterback being new to this. What have you talked to them about playing in this conference?
Yeah, you know, I think it's it's a conference that defenses do a lot of different things. You're not going to see same thing that Bo saw in the SEC. You're not going to see that every single week. So I think for us, just making sure we know that playing up there is a hostile environment. It always has been. And 2018 we went up there and we lost a pretty tough one. So I think just going into that, making sure guys know, like, hey, the stadium's it's a tough place to play at, and it's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. All those guys at Washington State, they play hard. They play for each other. So you can really tell when you watch film that they all play really well as a unit, because like I was telling James, they all sprint to the football. There's all 11 guys are running to the football, so no matter how far away they are from the ball.
Sort of piggybacking on that, what type of environment could you expect out on the Palouse that differs from what you guys got in Atlanta?
I mean, it's gonna be hostile. There's no other way to really put it. It's the fans are right on top of you. They're pretty much, they're like 3 or 4 feet away from you, and then it just goes straight up. So for us, we know that that's going to be a tough environment to play, so we just got to be ready for it.
Only a handful of teams that haven't given up a sack at this point.
Yeah.
So, what do you think have been the biggest factors?
I think just meeting together and watching film. I think as a unit, it's really important. More than just watching it on your own. I think you have to obviously watch it on your own, but for me, I think just calling together meetings with me, Bo, the running backs, Ty, tight ends, finding ways to get extra meeting time for us. That's just player led, and I think that's huge when you have a player led meetings and stuff, because you got to really take onus of it and be assertive with what we're going to do for that week. So I think especially a team like Washington State, they do a lot of different stuff, and they have great athletes up front. So I think it'll be a huge challenge for us.
I think they've got 14 sacks.
Yeah. They
feels like something's got to give.
Yeah, no, they have some of the most impressive defensive stats from around the country, not just the Pac-12. So we really got to buckle up and be ready for that incredible challenge.
The meetings you guys are having, is that having more than in the past? And is there an impetus behind that?
I think so. I think that's just an area that I saw as like, hey, we were doing it last year, but we were only doing it once a week. And I'm like, why don't we just do it? Why don't we carve out 30 minutes? We'll do it 3 or 4 times a week. So, and then me and Bo will meet a little bit extra and kind of go over protection stuff just throughout the week, just him and I. But I think getting with the entire offensive line, entire running back core, quarterbacks, like all that, I think is hugely important because you can just build that chemistry too. So I think we've been meeting for 30 to 45 minutes extra just before our meetings. And then if they have any questions, just being able to ask me and kind of bounce stuff off our coaches.
All 11 on offense? Backs, line,
No, we just do usually quarterbacks, running backs, and offensive line. We do just offensive line on Sunday or Monday, and then and quarterbacks, and then we'll get the running backs in for when we do 6-man protection stuff.
You spoke a little bit on the film with Wazoo.
Yep.
Basically, what have you seen from them up front that you guys are going to be dealing with this week?
They move a lot. They move over gaps a lot. They also, just have really, really good athletes up front. They're fast, they're strong, they're physical. So it'll be a great challenge for us. And then their linebackers, they're making a ton of plays. So I know that number one, I think he leads our league in TFLs and sacks at the linebacker position, and maybe at even for all defensive players. So they're going to try to create chaos and create disruption. So we really got to be ready for it.